Hi, everybody. This is Bill Young from Berlin Center United Methodist. This is week 5, and this is day 4. So we're going to be looking at John chapter 10, verses 11 through 13. And this is the Gospel of John Study Adult Christian Education class. Glad you joined us. Starting at verse 11, it says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand is not the shepherd and does not own the sheep. So when he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and scatters it. The man runs away because he is a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. I'll now read from the book on page 66 and 67. It says, Understanding the Word. In an important parable in Mark 12, verses 1 through 12, which comes about at the same juncture in the narrative as the material does in John, Jesus suggests that the current leadership in Israel is like hired hands or servants in a vineyard. They are not owners of the vineyard or the sheep, or they know it. Indeed, in the parable of the tenants, they seek to become owners of the vineyard by killing their heir, the son of the owner who comes to demand a return from the vineyard. The real owner, the good shepherd, doesn't run in the face of danger. He protects the sheep from the wolves, and if need be, lays down his life for them in the struggle. Self-preservation characterizes the hired hand. Self-sacrifice characterizes the owner. Which one really cares about the sheep and what happens to them? It is a stark portrait that Jesus paints, and we must bear in mind that it is deliberately hyperbolic that Jesus is not saying that Israel has never had good leaders or never had self-sacrificial leaders, but he is contrasting himself with the current ones. With the ownership of something comes responsibility and, of course, caring about what happens to what you have responsibility for. It would be well to ponder why ownership changes the situation so much compared to mere employment. In this case, the phrase, lays down his life for the sheep, tells us something important. Jesus especially died for his own. In this case, his own Jewish followers, and by extension, for all others who would embrace him. Jesus' death is sufficient to atone for the sins of all the world, but is only efficient for those who accept it and follow the Good Shepherd. It does no good to somebody who does not accept the gift. The phrase lays down his life for implies a vicarious sacrifice. He dies instead of others, and perhaps we need to think more clearly about that. It should have been us on the cross paying for our sins. Indeed, Jesus is the one person for whom Jesus did not die, as he was not a sinner, unlike the rest of us. Mark chapter 10, verse 45 puts it this way. The Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. The contrast in that saying is between the one who dies and the many, potentially all others. See 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 6. Not between Jesus' death for some and Jesus' death for all others. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 6 is clear. Jesus died for the sins of all people. If one wants to be a leader like Jesus, one must give up one's rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Inherent in the contrast is self-sacrifice for others. Your life is no longer your own. You have been bought with a price. So let's look at the reflection questions. What difference does it make whether on is an owner or a hired hand? And that should say one. So let me reread that. What difference does it make whether one is an owner or a hired hand? When Jesus speaks of wolves in sheep's clothing, whom do you think he has in mind? To what degree and in what sense is looking after number one and self-preservation antithetical to the gospel, especially for Christian leaders? All right, until tomorrow, have a great day.